Hi, friends. Welcome again to your safe space to refresh your mind and uplift your heart. Today, I want to talk about the voice you all know too well. Almost everyone is familiar with this voice, and it's the voice in your head that's always ready to point out your flaws, that reminds you of your past mistakes. I mean, the voice that reminds you that you're not ready for the opportunities right in front of you. We sometimes call this voice the inner critic. And for many of us, it's been the loudest voice in the room for years. Today, I will share a story with you about a young lady called Susanna. Let's learn from Susanna's story. On the outside, Susanna is a sweet young lady. She seems to have it all together. She's a dependable friend, she's a caring mom, a loving wife, a hardworking professional. But on the inside, her inner critic follows her everywhere. When Susanna looks in the mirror, the voice whispers to her, "You don't look good enough. See, you are too fat." When you scroll through social media, maybe IG or Facebook, the voice tells her, "Look at the amazing things your friends have achieved. Can you ever measure up? That lady right there is your mate. See how far she's gone." And at work, when a new opportunity comes up, it shouts, "You are not ready, Susanna. What if you fail, just like you did the last time?" Sometimes the voice goes even deeper, making her question if she's really worthy of love. There are times her husband tries to make her feel cherished. She wonders if she's good enough to accept his warmth and affection. Maybe he's faking it, the voice suggests to Susanna. She even questions whether God truly cares about her, whether God loves her. And at times, she isn't sure she has what it takes to live out the purpose God has placed in her. The truth is, Susanna isn't being held back by her abilities. She's being held back by the loudest voice in her head. Recently, I came across a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." And sometimes, that someone isn't even other people, it's her mind. That little voice that's quick to point out your flaws, remind you of your mistakes, or make you doubt your abilities. That might be what's limiting you. Today, I'd like to share a fact with you. Your brain is wired to protect you from danger, and that includes emotional danger. Neuroscientists call it negativity bias. Your brain pays extra attention to mistakes, criticism, and fears because it thinks it's keeping you safe. Actually, it's trying to keep you safe. So when your inner critic speaks up, it's often trying to shield you from failure, embarrassment, or rejection. But in doing so, it ends up keeping you small. It stops you from trying new things, from putting yourself out there, from living fully into the person God designed you to be. So how do you silence this inner critic, you may want to ask? You don't have to fight it. However, you can replace it. You can swap it for another voice. That's what I call your inner cheerleader. Yes, your inner cheerleader. Think about it. A cheerleader is there to encourage you, to remind you of your strength, to shout your name when you forgot who you are. When you make a mistake, they don't talk down on you. They clap for you. They cheer you on and say, "You got this. Keep going. Keep moving." That's the kind of voice you want in your head. That's the kind of voice you want to keep hearing. Not as if you should be celebrated for mediocrity, but there are times we need this voice of encouragement to keep pushing through life, especially in this busy world. And there's a beautiful part you need to know. Every time you choose your cheerleader over your critic, you are literally building new pathways in your brain. The more you practice, these pathways get stronger. I mean the cheerleader pathway. And the critic gets weaker. That is why you need to try this quite often. Today I'll be sharing 3 ways in which you can shift from your inner critic to your inner cheerleader. Number 1, call out the critic. Call it out. When you hear a negative voice, name it. It could be the perfectionist. You could call it Mr. George. You could even give it a funny name. Hello, negative Nancy. When you name it, it creates distance. It reminds you that that's not the voice you want to hear. And that's not who you are. It's just a passing thought, and you allow it pass through without having a hold in your life. Number 2, question its evidence. If your critic says, you'll fail, you've always failed, ask your critic, what proof do you have? Usually, more often than not, it's actually repeating an old story that's no longer true. Maybe from your teenage years or a school teacher, what a school teacher called you. And that was in your past. That's no longer you. So when you expose this old story, they lose their grip over you. They lose their power over you. And the third way is to reframe with kindness. Yes, you can do that for yourself. If your critic says, you've messed up as usual, let your cheerleader say to you, you've just learned something new there. You've learned a better way to do it. If your critic says, you are not ready for that, let your cheerleader say, I've been prepping for this moment all my life. Yes, I can do it. Tell yourself you can do it because actually you can. These are not just positive thoughts. They are mental workouts. They strengthen the part of your brain that builds resilience, that helps you face challenges better, that helps you stay calm even when things are tough. And truly, we can't forget the place of God. This is to remind you that God has called you chosen, and you can do all things through God if you believe. The inner critic is there to remind you of your flaws. But remember what God has called you. Know your worth and choose the voice that cheers you on over the voice that discourages you. As I mentioned earlier, I don't want you to forget this. The more you practice cheerleading, the stronger the voice becomes. And over time, it drowns out the critic. You will believe the voice you hear often. Make sure the voice that is cheering you on is what you listen to, you pay more attention to. So maybe today you are facing a decision and you are doubting yourself. Please take a moment to calm yourself. Question that thought. Go through the simple steps. Call out the critic. Question the evidence or evidences. And reframe with kindness. Speak to yourself with kindness, the way you will speak to a friend or someone dear to you, because you should be your own number one fan. You shouldn't be your own enemy. You should be the number one cheerleader. Choose to be on your own side. Choose to be the voice that encourages you, that lifts you up against the world. You have one brain. You have one heart. You have one life to live. So protect them, nourish them, and cheer yourself on every step of the way. If you haven't liked this video, now is a good time to do that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button and turn on the bell now. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.